welcome to my second Yin Flow. Coming from a not very finished studio space. There's dust everywhere and holes in the floor, but hopefully in the next few months we'll have it up and running in Hilversum, in Hergooi, in the Netherlands. So today I'm going to do a flow for the hips, so a Yin Flow for the hips. Being mindful of vulnerable areas, so that could be the lower back for you, and the knees. The knees are another one that can be vulnerable with these hip flows. So taking some cushions if you know your body, some blocks, some bolsters, and there's always alternatives, and I will give them to you as we go through the practice. So starting off, we're going to start off in butterfly. So butterfly is bringing both feet together, the soles of the feet together. I'll come back a little bit. And it's not like Baddha Konasana where we're sitting up really tall, but it's also good to do that, to roll the shoulders back to get into that yin pose. The feet come out a little bit wider actually in butterfly. So about 45 centimeters, 35 centimeters, just a rough guess. Then from here, you're going to take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to fold forward. We're going to round the back. Okay, so it's yin, it's flow, but we're still in the yin mode. Allowing the head to drop, hands come out. And taking deep inhales. And exhaling. Bringing attention to wherever you feel any sensations in the body. As I said, being mindful of the knees. Most people would feel the opening in the gracilis, so it's the inner thigh, and also in the hips, in the lower back. You can take some cushions in between the pelvis and the feet, or a bolster if that's available to you. And checking in on the shoulders here, so intentionally to scrunch up, but we want them to just relax, to hang, allowing the neck to be loose. And staying here for about 30 more seconds. In each inhale, just creating space in the body. And as you exhale, see, can you go a little bit further? Releasing down, relaxing the muscles. A few more breaths. And on your next inhale, just sweeping the fingers off the mat, coming back up really slowly, rolling those shoulders back, hands come beside you, bring the feet flat on the floor, sitting on the tailbone, and then coming into windshield wipers. So moving both knees from one side to the other, keeping it quite mindful, so maybe you want to watch the knees. Just really slowly, keeping that yin energy, but also flowing. One more on each side. And then coming back to center position, crossing the legs at the ankles, coming into a cat-cow. So the hands are underneath the wrists. Walking a little bit. The wrists are underneath the shoulders, sorry, and the knees are underneath the hips. And so inhale, we just look up at the throat, arch the back. And exhaling, we're going to round, moving the hips from side to side. Inhaling, lifting, arching. Exhaling, rounding. And again, bring some movement into those hips. And one more, inhale. Exhaling. And from here, we're going to walk the hands out a little bit further, tuck the toes under and come into down dog. So again, feet are hip distance apart. Hands flat on the mat. Drawing the heels down. Tailbone comes up. And from here, you're going to bring that right knee into the right wrist. Straighten out that left leg. And coming up into swan, as they say in Yin. Taking a breath here. You can bring the hands forwards, get a bolster if that feels more comfortable. And then from here, we're going to walk the hands to the left-hand side as far as they can go. And just looking over that left shoulder into a little bit of a twist. Again, being mindful of the knees. Inhaling, walking the hands back to center. And exhaling, coming down into sleeping swan. So again, you can bring the arms fully out. Forward connection to the mat for a more grounding effect. Maybe that's not available to you. You can come up on the elbows. Or again, taking a cushion, a bolster. Either way, just make sure the shoulders are relaxed, the neck is loose and relaxed. We're going to stay here for 1 minute. And feeling the opening can be anywhere. For me, it's usually in the back of the hip, the leg that's bent. And sometimes in the front of the other hip. Imagine the breath breathing into that space where you feel the stretch. And as you exhale, releasing. A few more breaths. And gently lifting the head up, sliding the hands back. You can tuck the toe under and come up into down dog, or you can just roll onto the right side, onto that right hip, come onto the knees. And then push up into down dog. And then from here, coming forward, bringing that left knee into the left wrist, coming into swan. As you can see, my hip is up a little bit here on this side. You can put a block or cushion underneath. Staying here for just a few breaths. And whenever you're ready, walking the hands to the side, to the right hand side. And then turning to look over that right shoulder. Inhaling, coming back to center, using the hands. And as you exhale, come down into the sleeping swan. Whatever one works for you. Staying here for 1 minute. Noticing any difference between one side and the other side. Can be checking the shoulders to see if you're holding any tension. Using that breath, so imagine it comes as you inhale, it's just creating space in those hips. And as you exhale, you can release a little bit more down, grounding into the mat with the forehead and the chest, if it's available. If not, into a cushion or a bolster. Always breathing in and out, concentrating on the breath. And a few more breaths here for you. And inhaling, slowly lifting the head, using the hands to come up. Not going into down dog now, just rolling over onto the left hip. Bringing the legs out together. Left leg is bent, and we're going to come into shoelace. So shoelace for you could be just that the left leg is bent and the right foot is out to the side, and the top leg is sitting up. Or maybe you can go into full shoelace. You can't see from my black pants, but the two knees are in line. I'm going to stay here just for a few breaths, allowing the eyes to close. Mindful of the knees. If it's too much on both knees, you can also straighten out the left leg. And we're going to go in for a twist. So inhale, bring the hands up. Then you're going to twist to the right. So that left arm can just come and lie on the right thigh. And looking over that right shoulder. Nothing too dramatic. And inhaling, coming back up. Exhaling, we're going to come and fold forward. So it's available to me, dropping the head or the chin to the knee. But all our bodies are different. You can also just start here, dropping the chin. Maybe start to walk the hands a little bit further forward, finding your edge. A few more breaths. I'm really starting to feel that in the right hip now. And inhaling, always using those hands, always coming out of longer holds. A bit slowly. Hands come down by the side. You can bring the legs out in front, shake them out a little bit. And then we're going to go for the other side. So the right knee is bent. Bring it into center line. And then bending that left leg and crossing it over. Again, the left leg could be in the middle of the chest for you. Or if you're more advanced in your practice, bringing both knees together. Feet are by the side. Just going to stay here just for a few breaths. Close the eyes. And inhaling, open the eyes. Let's bring the arms up, roll the shoulders back. And exhaling, going for a twist to the left. So again, just relaxing the arm. You can see my biceps, it's like into the pull. You can just relax it. It's very passive, gentle twist. And inhaling, coming up. And exhaling, going for the fold. So going wherever you can go. Whether it's just dropping the chin, maybe you can bring the elbows down. Or maybe you can bring the chin or forehead down to the knee. So just finding wherever you are. And again, bolsters can come here. Build a whole castle of bolsters, a whole little fort. Just make it more comfortable. We're targeting the hips. It's not a yang practice. We want to be as comfortable as possible. We want to find our edge, but we don't want to do any damage. Just allowing the muscles and the fascia and all the tissue to just stretch a little bit. And the further you go, you start to feel it really in this hip, in the glute as well, and in the hamstring. Again, be mindful of the knees, always options. You can always straighten out that leg. And that's underneath, staying here for a few breaths. And inhaling slowly, coming up again. Oh, it's a little bit too quick. Bringing the hands beside you, feet come onto the floor, coming onto the tailbone, into those windshield wipers again and again, as slowly as you possibly can. Following the knees with your eyes. So you're doing it mindfully and not automatically. Coming back to a neutral position, finishing off with rocking the baby. So you rotate the right knee out. The left foot, bring the left foot in towards you. Maybe you're just here, that's totally cool. Or maybe you can hook that right foot in towards the elbow. And just gently rocking the baby, which is your knee and leg, side to side. And releasing. And going for the other side, so bringing that right knee down, rotating the left knee out. And again, maybe you can just hold it here with the hand, drawing it in towards you. Or maybe you can hook it in to the crease of the right elbow. And releasing, coming into a comfortable seated position. Always nice to finish with a few rounds of breath. So golden thread it is. We're going to go for that one. Inhaling, just bringing the shoulders up. And exhaling, rolling the back down, lifting the chest, allowing the eyes to close. Taking a deep inhale through the nose. And exhaling softly through the mouth. And doing about 4 more rounds. Trying to fill up the belly. Inhale. Exhale. Just another 2 more for me anyway. And inhaling, opening the eyes. I hope you enjoyed that Yin Flow for the hips. If there is any request, make sure to send me a comment or a message, and really looking forward to welcome you to the Hawaii Yoga Retreat Center soon, and hopefully this summer. I hope you are all safe, happy and healthy. Namaste.